Counting on alum Jim Bob Duggar continues to face controversies despite stepping away from social media. The 58-year-old reportedly supports the defense of his imprisoned son, Josh, who was arrested for CSAM in April 2021. Since then, many people have surfaced trying to expose his dark secrets, including some of his kids. But a new discovery from Reddit made people realize that he may have starved his children back then. Keep reading to see why. Counting on, how's Jim Bob Duggar today? Jim Bob no longer posts updates about his family like he used to. However, the Counting on alum still appears at some of their family get-togethers and other occasions. In May, the Duggar family patriarch visited Joanna to celebrate the birthday of his grandson, Gunnar James. Many were also surprised that Jim Bob is still in touch with his daughter despite her decision to step away from their beliefs. Jana also shared a clip from their family lunch during Mother's Day featuring a healthy-looking Jim Bob. He also showed a big smile to the cameras, indicating that he's still living happily despite all the criticisms about his family. Jim Bob accused of starving children. Some Redditors discussed a new discovery from 2001 about Jim Bob spending over $250,000 on a hopeless primary for the Senate. According to the poster, the Counting on alum could have spent the money on his family, who were heavily struggling with food at the time. The Reddit user added that Jim Bob Duggar could have even bought a bigger house back then and provided healthy meals for his kids. The poster even recalled that Jill used to sneak off foods and secretly eat them in the bathroom, showing how bad their food management was back in the day. It was also revealed that the $250,000 was all his own money, and none of it came from donations. You know what kind of house you could have bought in 2001 for $250K? Good God! How do these older kids talk to their parents? The abuse is a whole other animal. To save that much and not use it to house and feed all those children is not what Jesus had in mind. Especially using it for political gain. I hope in the afterlife the entity known as Jesus pops in to personally tell them they got it very wrong. I like visual. He should bring a trans soul with him and walk up hand in hand to deliver this blow. Lovingly, of course. They never should have had a TV show. And those *** holes at TLC should have reported them to child services. So many people failed those children. The story about the green beans is so sad. I don't begrudge families that eat canned veggies, many must, but the fact that she felt the need to hide it when she needed something to eat. Counting on, Jinger Duggar may put Jim Bob on the corner again. It also appears that Jim Bob is about to face new challenges next year. It was reported that Jinger Duggar will release a new book sometime in 2025 titled People Pleaser, Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations, which aims to uncover her decision not to live her life based on other people's expectations. The memoir will also feature the Counting on alum's life from childhood to early adulthood, which may provide shocking details about how Jim Bob and Michelle raised their kids. In the quiet hills of Tontatown, Arkansas, where the Duggar family's sprawling estate dominated the landscape, whispers of discontent began to swirl. For years, the Duggars had been a household name, their lives chronicled on reality TV, portraying a seemingly idyllic picture of Christian values and family unity. But behind closed doors, allegations simmered, allegations that threatened to shatter their carefully curated image. At the heart of the storm was Jim Bob Duggar, the patriarch known for his stern demeanor and unwavering control over his sizable brood. 20 children, each bearing names starting with the letter J, were the products of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's commitment to their faith and their family. Yet, amidst the carefully orchestrated chaos of cameras and cheerful family gatherings, dark shadows loomed. Whispers turned to accusations when former family associates came forward, speaking of children who seemed unnaturally thin, their eyes hollow and their faces gaunt. It wasn't just the physical appearance that raised concern, it was the stories that unfolded behind closed doors. Tales of strict rationing, meals portioned with mathematical precision, and children barred from indulging in the simplest of pleasures, a slice of cake at a birthday party, a handful of candies from a neighbor's treat jar. One former family friend, Sarah, dared to speak out. Her voice trembled as she recounted the day she witnessed young Johanna, barely 8 years old, sneaking crumbs from the kitchen floor after a meager dinner. She looked so hungry, Sarah recalled, her eyes misting with tears. I couldn't believe it. How can a child be hungry in their own home? The allegation sent shockwaves through the tightly knit community of Tontitown. For years, the Duggars had been revered, their devout Christian beliefs and commitment to homeschooling their children garnering admiration from afar. Now, questions arose: had their faith veered into fanaticism? Had their desire for control led them to neglect the very basic needs of their children? Jim Bob Duggar, stoic and unyielding, denied all accusations. In a carefully crafted statement issued through his lawyer, he insisted that the family's lifestyle was dictated by their faith and principles of discipline. We raise our children according to biblical teachings, he asserted, his voice unwavering. Our children are loved and cared for, their needs provided for within the boundaries of our beliefs. Yet, as the media frenzy grew, so did the voices of dissent. Former nannies, now emboldened by the spotlight, shared tales of strict schedules that allowed for little flexibility, where playtime was regulated and treats were a rarity. They spoke of children who, despite their smiles for the cameras, bore the weight of hunger silently. Amidst the chaos, Michelle Duggar, often portrayed as the soft-spoken matriarch, found herself caught between loyalty to her husband and concern for her children. Her eyes, once bright with maternal warmth, now clouded with worry. We've always done what we felt was best for our children, she murmured in a rare moment of candor. But perhaps, we've lost sight of what they truly need. As the allegations continued to unfold, child welfare authorities quietly launched an investigation. Behind the high walls of the Duggar compound, investigators sought answers. They interviewed children, now grown, whose voices had been stifled for so long by the glare of cameras and the weight of family expectations. In the courtroom of public opinion, the verdict was divided. Supporters rallied behind the Duggars, citing their right to raise their children according to their beliefs. Detractors condemned what they saw as a flagrant abuse of parental authority, a disregard for the basic rights of children to nourishment and autonomy. And amidst it all, the children, the J names that once symbolized unity and faith, remained at the center. Their futures uncertain, their past scrutinized, they faced a world that now saw them not just as characters on a screen, but as individuals with stories untold.